Hey guys, it's Clara. Welcome back to my channel. This video is a gardening update. Stay tuned. Okay, so before I give you an update on the outside garden, I wanted to say I'm on my second round of doing the microgreens. This is day 3, and I'm trying 2 methods with the paper towel. This has no drainage, so I'm using the spray bottle again of water. And this one has drainage underneath, just to kind of see which one works better. As you can see, they are sprouting little itty bitty bits. I'm curious to see how well they will grab on to the paper towel. I'm going to do a final review of the microgreens. That'll be a more complete summary of what's happening. And yeah, don't mind my daughter's socks, just scattered everywhere. This is my second time growing a calamandan plant. I killed it last time. I think I overwatered it before. This time I made sure that it has very good drainage. My yucca tree is not growing very well. This is my second indoor plant I've bought since that whole calamandan fiasco years back. However, just a tip, I'm learning what the problem is. So this has drainage at the sides, which is fine. However, I can't tip it properly, but yeah, there's no drainage holes at the bottom. So this poor thing has been sitting in water probably for the past few months with its roots just rotting away. Not very good at all. So I'm going to repot it with a pot with much better drainage. Hopefully I can save it. I will spray the roots with hydrogen peroxide to kill any bacteria that might have developed because of rot. Aria's garden is slowly coming along. I did not see the seedlings come from the peas. I might have to wait a little while longer just because it really hasn't been that warm. But I kind of freaked out a little and ended up buying a seedling anyway from the farmer's market. We'll have a couple marigolds here, and then of course still her tomato Rapunzel. I was considering too perhaps putting a pot here that I could grow the peas out of and then letting it, you know, drape over to see if that's a possibility. I've seen people grow tomatoes like that, and maybe a few people do the peas, so we'll see. But in essence, these came in a pot that was like 3 different plants. And I saw, maybe a bit too late, and my gardener buy pea plants also, but he said to just save one of them so that they don't crowd each other too much. So we'll see how this plant goes. Still have the chives and the herbs over here, and there's a volunteer oregano growing at the side here. I was going to give up on these other pots here where I was growing peas, but I noticed yesterday itty bitty seedlings coming through. So we see this here and this here. So I planted 5 per pot, and so far I see 2 seedlings at each pot. So I've been covering them when it's been kind of cold just to give the soil a bit more heat. So hopefully that'll help with the germination. These are my sun sugars again. They are growing tomatoes, and I'm tempted to cut these off so that it could put more energy into developing roots and developing that center stem. I might have to start to stake these up a little bit, but I ended up trimming branches at the bottom. I don't want anything touching the soil, and today or tomorrow I'll be applying some straw mulch. I've used straw as mulch many times before. It's been very good. I'll be mulching these as well. I also did the pruning of the bell pepper plants, and it used to be like this, and it was already flowering. It felt like way too early, so it can take some of that energy it was putting into the flowers and put that into developing roots and a stronger stem. And yay, my arugula and upland cress is coming in. These are the arugula. It looks like they germinate much faster. And then these itty bitty things, see those itty bitty green things? Those are the watercress. The radishes finally came through. I'm so glad. Not a whole lot came in the center, so I ended up putting a geranium here. And by the time this gets much bigger, these radishes will be gone anyway. So I'm just kind of co-planting and making use of the time, and hopefully the schedule works out. But yeah, those are the radishes, and definitely these need to be thinned, which means you pick out the ones that you basically make it so they're not too crowded, because if they're too crowded, they are not going to grow. So like I would take out that one, so let this one grow and this one grow. And you can eat these guys. Those are really delicious. Did a bunch of flowers. I have these vinca flowers. It's a Pacifica deep orchid color. Then these also the same kind of flower but a different color, and I love these. Look at these raspberry color varieties. Aren't those pretty? I love when there's like gradation or like a changing color within the petals. It's so nice. I have some impatiens in here that badly need to go into a pot, more geraniums, and then I ended up planting Foxglove all along the front of the house. I still haven't decided where to put this tomato Rapunzel plant. I might end up putting it with the peas over here if they don't work out. But yeah, and then looks like the pansies are bouncing back. So these were kind of laying on the soil with no flowers. Look at that beautiful color. Nature is cool. For the mums that were coming back, I ended up tossing the one that didn't have any signs of leaves. I needed the soil, to be honest. I'll keep watering these, and hopefully in the fall they'll be a nice addition to the garden. The experiment with the marigolds is coming along, but it's just a few. So see that little green seedling there? That's a marigold. This is a marigold. This one here. And then in a space where I didn't see anything, I put a geranium. So hopefully, ideally, this will be filled with marigolds here. And then the same goes for here. I didn't see many seedlings in this one, so I did end up planting a marigold from the farmer's market. But same kind of thing with the geranium and then the marigolds around it. I love these. Look at these beautiful varieties, so pretty. And I love these coral ones too. The coral ones will be going into these plants. I ended up spray painting these last night, just the outside of these pots, and I think the coral with the blue color will look really pretty. And then in this pot, really nothing came of those bunches of wildflower seeds that I had. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to plant peas here. And then this is here so that the bunny doesn't eat them. But I don't know, this could be like too tempting for the bunny. So, but I did not disturb the other parts of the soil. I'm still crossing my fingers, hoping that something germinates. If you want a flower that will come back every year, cone flowers are awesome. So this is a bit of a mess because I need to clean up these leaves and stuff. But these are all coneflower flowers. So the coneflowers were here and they traveled all the way to this side of the garden. So when we moved in, this coneflower wasn't here, but it's here now, and now it's also over here. I still have a few more vegetable plants to buy, including maybe 1 or 2 more bell peppers, also the zucchini and the green beans. This is the Clematis plant that I had shown. It was a big, huge, tangled mess. Really, I had to really take my time and gently untangle them. And then I ended up cutting a lot of it back, to be honest, but it definitely was worth kind of just slowly taking my time and letting them untangle, and they're going to be beautiful. Here come the flowers, and they are so good at climbing. You just kind of wrap them around the trellis and they will find a way to survive. Around the side here, I hated to get rid of so many chives, so I just kind of stuck them out in a pot to see what would happen. These are not spinach, these are chives. And I put them on this side of the house because I planted new stuff over here, so hopefully it keeps these from being eaten. These are the varieties of lavender I showed a couple of videos ago. So the Levant's purple, Hidcote blue, and then I have a couple of Foxglove flowers over here. This one is the Elegance purple, and then the Vincenza blue. Then around in the front, I have the peonies coming back. Those always do very well. Some pots with marigolds and the vinca, geraniums. And then all along here are the flowers that hopefully will do well because rabbits don't like these. So the Russian sage, the tick seed, the foxglove. Oh, and I think these are milkweed that are coming back. And then in the front, I had to toss my Dollar Tree pots that I've had for like, I don't know, 6 years now. They were cracked, they were really broken, and now they were cracked all along the side. I couldn't save them. So I took these pots from the Dollar Tree, put one flower each. So now that it's getting warmer, I can take the bell peppers and the tomatoes out from under the covering, the greenhouse over here, and put in the zucchini plants. So I have one or two of the food safe pots that I can use for zucchini, and then also one that I could use for green beans, and then I'll still put green beans over here at Aria's garden. As you can see, it's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but I'm trying not to put pressure on myself. You know, I think to really enjoy gardening beyond, you know, if it's just something for fun that you're doing and it's not a job, I think you just kind of have to follow with what you feel at the time. And, you know, don't put pressure on yourself to grow too much because that's a lot of stuff that you have to water. Definitely there's a calendar to keep in mind. You know, you have to have some sense of urgency. You know, you can't plant some stuff too late because then if you're looking for fruits and stuff, it'll not have time to grow. But yeah, I'm trying not to put too much pressure on it. Something that, you know, brings me peace and joy and kind of is therapeutic, which it is. It's just so nice to see all the green and the nature, listening to the birds. There's this one squirrel that's been insanely brave and coming up to the door. So I don't know, we're feeling the nature these days, especially having been inside for so much this past year, as I'm sure many of you have been. But yeah, that is what the garden is doing right now. Hopefully the next time I see you, I'll have all the seeding area ready to go. I'll have all the flowers planted, all that good stuff. Anyway, guys, let me know what you're planting. I love to hear the combination of plants that people choose to bring into their lives. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and take care.